saw things that I think have never been seen before in a court of law. I can't think of another case where a defense attorney and his investigator plotted to pressure their client to plead guilty to a case that in which he was expressing his innocence.
That tape was somewhat disturbing, I think.
It was extraordinarily disturbing, and Michael O'Kelly is a seasoned investigator, and I believe what he did to Brendan Dassey traumatized him.
The first question you have to ask yourself is, do you spend the rest of time on this?
Ooh, welcome everybody.
Yeah.
It took me forever to get that clip, and I did it. Okay, so welcome everybody to our live. We're continuing from the last time we did. We've got Alice on panel. Hi, Alice.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
We've got Linda Kay checking convictions. Hello, Linda.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here.
And then we've got Mystic Jinx. Thanks. Thank you for being here, Mystic Jinx.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So this is also an open panel, so if anybody does also want to jump on, all I ask is that we don't bash the family or anything like that. That's always a rule here. And 2, you mute when you're not talking. So, and I'll silence my phones.
Wait. I'm not.
Wait.
Yeah, so those are the only 2 rules. Yeah, someone needs to mute. I was going to tell them, but they already did. So, yeah, so those are the 2 rules that we have up here. So we're continuing on from the last live. I have the transcripts right here of the video. I'm going to post Brendan's responses because Brendan's a little bit hard to understand. He mumbles a lot. And another big giant shout out to ODog for FOIAing this and uploading it. As soon as I can, I'm going to put the link in the description of this video of the original video so you can go watch it yourself. So thank you, ODog. There's this new feature on StreamYard we're going to try out today. Basically, you can upload the video onto StreamYard and play it rather than source it from the YouTube video. So we're going to try that and see maybe if it's a little bit more clear for everybody. It looks clear to me, but we'll find out. So yeah, and also if anybody wants to make a comment or anything, please speak up and I'll pause the video and we can talk. And if anybody has any questions, we've got Linda and Jinx and Alice are going to be watching the chat. So if you have any questions, please also speak up and one of them will let me know and we'll stop and we can answer some questions too. So, all right. I think we're ready to go. My phone's muted. And I think this is about where we left off. I'm going to leave it probably, what did we do, 25 minutes, I think it was. So, I don't know, maybe we'll leave it at 24.
Yeah, maybe take it back just a wee bit, Becca, but I'm sure it was around about the 25-minute mark, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 24 mark. Yeah, 25 mark.
Yeah, so we'll leave it right here at 22.15 mark. That seems like a good, because it was a lot of him writing too, so. But, all right, so away we go.
So is that a yes or a no? I can't hear you. Okay. Do you want me to try and help you? I specialize in working with folks like yourself to make sure that you don't go to prison for the rest of your life. Do you want to get out and have a family someday? that means you have to cooperate with me and help me work with you. And how much you cooperate, how much you help me, will depend upon what happens with you.
Brendan's left-handed? Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Brendan is left-handed. Yeah. Also, it sounds great for me and it looks great for me, but if anybody has any issues in the comments, please let me know.
My son's left-handed too, and they tried to make me change what hand he was using when he was younger, and I told them to get lost, that he was comfortable using that hand. And I'm ambidextrous because I'm dominantly right-handed and I split my hand open. So I couldn't write, but they made me write with my left hand, so now I can do both hands.
DTM says he can hear it better. It seems better to her.
Thank you. Yeah, they used to make kids change their hands, but nowadays they don't do it so much. But yeah, he must have also had the same kind of, no, we're not going to bother with changing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's definitely a left-hander. I kind of see it in the way he writes his letters too. I don't know if anybody else can tell, but
yeah, I've watched my son write letters and things like that, and sometimes the way he does an A or something like that is completely different. You know, he kind of does it back
right.
to front in a sense.
It looks different, yeah.
It certainly does, yeah, it certainly does. But I mean, being a Corey Duker, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it was just years and years ago they used to say that it was the mark of the devil or something like that.
Right.
Depending on who was speaking about it, you know, and I was
right.
like, oh,
that's horrible.
Well, it's a Catholic Church thing. Yeah, it's a Catholic Church thing that the nuns used to smack you in the hand with a ruler if you didn't write the way they wanted you to write.
That is absolutely horrible.
That's how both my parents were taught how to write in school.
I don't care. That's absolutely
horrible. They say right brain people are more creative.
Left brain.
Right.
No, he's right brain. It's your right brain that controls your left side.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's, yeah.
He is super creative. I'll say that much. When you talk to him about his imagination and stuff, he's really creative.
Yeah, my son's good at drawing. So he has, yeah, he can, you know, he can just get a picture like he used to have the Disney books, and he would sit for hours and just look at the book and then draw the Lion King or something like that, you know, just by hand, just looking at the book, you know. And I encouraged that, you know. And,
that's cool.
as I says, when they tried to change his hand, I was like, don't you bloody dare, you know what I mean? If he's comfortable holding it in his left hand, he'll leave it in his left hand.
Boy,
I mean, what must be going through Brendan?
Well, he's writing.
You know?
He's writing that whole narrative. So
his original narrative, right?
His original.
He goes and plays games. He makes a few phone calls.
Yep.
Right. The very first story he gave before they basically coerced him into another
Piece together another one.
Right. And and the one that the one that he's writing down may not be 100% exactly what happened, but it's the closest truth you'll get.
It's what he remembers as what happening.
Well, I think there's
It's his
some things, like, I personally don't believe there was a fire on the 31st, but I knew there was a fire somewhere around that time. But because they kept saying there was a fire, there's a fire, there's a fire, I think a few people believed after a while that, yeah, there was a fire.
I'm pretty sure he says that his mom calls him the night of the fire, but that call I don't see on Steven's phone, so I wonder if that
Right.
was
See, that's what
earlier
I'm
in the
saying.
weekend or
I think because
weekend
there's so
before.
there's so many different things going on, and it was just an ordinary day. So then when they're trying to recall what happened, it was kind of blurred in with a few other ordinary days. So, but I'm not saying that what his story is a lie. I'm just saying that's the best that he can remember from an ordinary day that happened months and months and months ago.
Yeah, exactly, Becca. But remember, they done the exact same with Steve as well. Steve was telling them that the fire was either the day before or a couple of days before. And they were like, are you sure? Are you sure it's not the 31st? And then even he started doubting himself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Stephen's a fully grown man. So if they're making Stephen doubt himself and whether there was a fire on the 31st or no, you're damn right that they're going to confuse Brendan to hell by doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean by the closest that we're going to get is that I think that his story or his statement is a couple of days blurred together, but that doesn't mean that he's guilty. That just means he's just trying to recall the best he can.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's still writing. We're almost to the end of his writing. I can tell he's almost in the middle of the paper.
I mean, you can imagine what he's actually thinking. You know what I mean? I'm writing all this down, and is he thinking, is he going to tell me I'm a liar because all the rest of them have told him he was a liar when he was telling the truth? You know, I would love to know what's going on inside his head right at this precise moment.
There's probably so much frustration and confusion. I can't even imagine.
Can't imagine what's gone through that Wayne's head right there in that situation. You know what I mean?
You can see he's flushed, when he gets to that he's nervous, that he like plays with his hair or picks at his, fingers or, just little things he does. You can tell that he's very, very nervous. And like you said, Alice, that's what I'm wondering. Are they going to tell me I'm a liar again?
Yeah.
Right. Well, in a minute you'll see him do it. So
yeah.
I don't know. If I was in Brendan's situation back then, I would have started crying. So
yeah, so would a
like
lot
straight
of
up,
kids.
just start straight up crying.
You know what I mean? So would a lot of kids probably, but sometimes I wish at the very start he would have had that wee bit extra courage to say, no, I'm not speaking to you till my mum's here.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of, but back then I wouldn't even known to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so he just finished his first and second paper. He gave him a third paper, but he didn't use it. So, but here we go.
Excuse me. Is there anything missing from the statement here? Is Teresa in that statement? it's missing. That's not a truthful statement.
I just want to take Brendan's hand and take that pen and go bap right into the back of his head with that to that guy.
So when he has these long pauses, it's him trying to figure out what the fuck O'Kelly wants him to say or do. He doesn't understand when he's like, what's missing from his? Because that's the last thing O'Kelly said to him was, then it's missing. Then it's not a truthful statement. And then there's a long pause. So we're hearing the long pause. And Brendan's like, I don't know what you want from me, dude. Because like he's saying to Brendan, and this is what is the truth, is that he's telling the truth. He didn't really interact with Teresa that day at all. He may not have even seen her pass by or anything, right? So that's his truthful statement, and he's telling him he needs to include Teresa in his statement. He doesn't know how to do that. So that's what's happening right now. Is he's just staring at the paper and he's like, I don't know what he wants me to say. Like,
yeah, but even at that though, he's contradicting himself there immediately, Becca. O'Kelly, I mean, because Brendan wouldn't have seen Teresa anyway, because she was at the property at 2:30. Brendan didn't get out of school until after 3 o'clock, so she would have been well gone before Brendan even got home. So he wouldn't have seen her in the friggin' first place. So why is he making him put her in the statement when that Wayne was at school, got off the bus, went in, played some computer games, went to his uncle's for a wee fire, and then went back home? He would never have seen her in the first place.
Right. So you're right. He wouldn't have even seen her. So him like racking his brain, how am I going to include this woman in my statement if I don't, like, I'd never even interacted with her.
Brendan's like, what do you want from me, dude? What do you really want from me?
You can see his wheels turning in his head.
Yeah. He's like, what do you want? I don't want to sit here with you no more. I'm done. I wrote what I wrote.
He's confused.
I want you to read this right here.
Here, let me point out how I think you're wrong.
Yeah, let me tell you what you should write here. Yeah.
Yeah, but also getting a Brendan space like that, you know what I mean? He doesn't need to be that close to Brendan.
Well, the whole room is set up like a teacher-student scenario, in my opinion. The big desk, his little desk, the teacher coming by and teaching him what to write.
Yeah. To me, it's like
schooling
he's the bad boy of the class, so he's going to sit at the front of the class, right in front of the teacher's desk where everybody can see him.
Exactly.
Right, he's being schooled by Michael Kelly on what he needs him to write for this interview that they want to set up without his lawyer the next day to make this deal so that he can testify against his uncle.
Exactly. It's here. We're going to school you on a coerced confession. This is exactly what you need to do.
Out loud. I am very sorry for what I did. Okay. What does it say down here? I promise I will never through this again. Are those the truth? Are you really sorry? And that's a question. If you're not sorry for what you did, I can understand that too. I just need to know which one it is.
J-Jack says Kaczynski should have been at this meeting. This was part of the setup, and that's for sure.
But it makes you wonder, like I just said to JX, would he have helped any? You know, would he have helped Brendan? I doubt it.
That's an interesting, because wouldn't that put him in a moral position to, or legal, or I'm not sure how to say this, but it would put him in a position where he would have to speak up and say, hey, we're not going to be doing this, or hey, you can't talk to him like that, or you know what I mean? He would have had to
remember this was approved by him to interview
right,
his
So,
client,
right.
and he probably,
but like,
he probably was aware of this worksheet that they worked out for him as well. I
but
would
like
not.
J-Jack,
you really think he would have done it?
but
though?
like, well, no, but like J-Jack said, he would have technically, as his lawyer, would have had to step in and say, you know, this isn't legal proceeding. We're not allowed to lead him on like this or whatever.
Right.
Like, this is just as worse as what the detectives are doing to him, if not worse, because it's on his side.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're recording it. This makes me wonder if that's why they couldn't use this for the trial, because it's coercing him all over again.
It's definitely coercing him. It's telling him what to write. The guy is straight up
Right.
telling him,
So I think that's why he didn't show up to this, is because he knew he would have to have spoken up and say, hey, we can't do this. That's just my opinion.
But it makes me wonder.
Him not being here is plausible deniability, and those lawyers like that shit.
Right. Right.
I don't. Only thing I'm thinking is, you know, he never did nothing for Brendan anyway. Do you really think he would have said, "Hey, wait, we can't do this"?
Well, that's the thing. I guess that would make him a good lawyer versus a shitty lawyer. But then again, he's not even here to begin with.
Right.
So.
So we really can only guess, and Jax is right, and you're right too, as far as it would be his obligation as a lawyer to do so.
To say something, and say, hey, you're crossing a line here with all this.
Right.
Yeah.
We can't lead him on.
No, because you've got to remember, it would have been recorded, because that was the law now, that they had to record the interviews and things like that. So Kaczynski was sitting in that room, and O'Kelly was gone at Brendan the way he's gone at Brendan, and he never said anything in defense of his client. I reckon he could have got pulled up for that, or even barred, you know what I mean? Because, and even if he was there, he would have only have been doing it for the camera, because he didn't believe Brendan anyway. You know what I mean? So would you have helped? I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Would it maybe help Brendan in this situation for when it comes up to court, if Kaczynski was there to be able to say, oh, you can't speak to him like that? Maybe. But in all honesty, Kaczynski would have only have done it because the camera was there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because the camera is there and he's recording. He would have had to have stepped up. But that's why he probably chose not to be involved. But then again, you could say that him not being here is another form of him being there and not speaking up to begin with.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I totally agree with JJX. It's child abuse 100%.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely. This is what made Brendan, this whole experience between Len Kaczynski and O'Kelly is what gave Brendan the distrust in lawyers that he has today. So
yeah, and I don't blame him, because quite frankly, I couldn't care less whether it was the president that Kaczynski was going to meet that weekend. He should have cancelled whatever he had planned, and he should have been there for his client.
Oh, absolutely.
Brendan,
he should have.
Was on the line. You know what I mean? So he should have cancelled anything and everything to be there for his client, and he didn't. He hung him out to dry.
The problem with that was he should have just rescheduled it, because
he should have. Yeah,
he could not cancel his obligations with the. I think he was in the reserves. What do you call that? The national reserves or whatever. So it's like military duties. He couldn't just cancel his military duties. So he did it on this date purposely. Like it is a setup, just like Jack says. This way he has plausible deniability about what happened really at that meeting, and he would have no reason to think Mike O'Kelly was gonna, coerce his client, right? Because he has that plausible deniability by not being there. That's why they set up even the next day on the 13th when they go and talk to. He should have been there for that too. With Fassbender and Wiener the next day, and he wasn't there for that because of his military duties, and he has his plausible deniability, which makes, and he, they're all working for the state, okay?
Did you hear what Yoris calls?
Yeah, he cut Kaczynski.
Kaczynski, perfect.
Yep. He probably was paid. That he was working for the state. I don't care what anybody says. He was absolutely working for the state in the state's best interests. So
we all know it's Kaczynski. Meow.
Yeah, really. Creepo-insky.
All right, let's continue.
If you're sorry, that's one kind of person. If you're not sorry, that's a different kind of person. And of course, I can't help people who aren't sorry. So, are you sorry? Is that a yes or a no? You don't know if you're sorry or not?
This is always the part I wanted to cry at for Brendan.
Would you do this again? Why not? Well, that's not true.
I was only there for the fire.
Well, I wish that was true.
It is.
You're also in the mobile home.
Not that day though.
And you're in the garage.
Only for a little bit though.
That's because she was in the garage too.
Fucking right, Joris. Go tell him to eat a mile's worth of ribbon.
Sorry, they're talking a little fast for me, so I started typing rather than copying and paste. But yeah, he's really starting to defend himself here with really going hard with nope, I didn't do it, nope.
Yep.
Which this is the part where I'm proud of him though. Because he's really
listen, even though O'Kelly doesn't listen and keeps dragging him into something different. Yeah, I'm proud of him too.
Yeah, because he's like, not that day though. And then with the whole garage, you know, you were in the garage, and he was like, only for a little bit though. And then yeah, so he's going on, you know, he's defending himself pretty well, going back and forth. So I'm sorry if I can't copy and paste super fast. So I'm trying to keep up. But yeah, no, I'm actually really proud of him during this part. This takes a lot of courage out of him. I know it does. So good job, Brendan.
Why don't you look at me, so I know that you can hear me. Come on, look at me.
The only thing that was in the garage was the lawnmower and
Oh no, don't look at him. He's a piece of shit.
Brendan, you have the details. You gave the details to the police department.
yeah, and they're false.
Well, they proved that to be true.
That's because I had too much stuff on my mind. That's why I agreed that whatever they said.
Well, you gave them details.
Yeah, but they told me that they knew it all happened already.
And you gave them information that they didn't already have.
That's because I was guessing.
Well, you guessed pretty accurately about a whole bunch of details. And you couldn't guess with all those details. That's why the bleach is on your pants. That's why the bullet has Teresa's DNA. This one right here. In the garage. Now, this is what you can do. Either try and help yourself. You can do what's right. And I'll help you through this process. And you will not be doing life in prison. Just so you know, just so you're perfectly clear, I want you to testify against Stephen Avery and tell the truth.
See, so that's what all this is building up for. I want you to testify against Stephen Avery, ... and tell the truth. That's basically what all of this is for. I don't know why all the show and the pictures and all that, but yeah, this is basically just so he can he can definitely get his story clear, and he knows that he has to testify against his uncle.
Yeah, and the way that he set the 40s and everything like that, Rebecca, it's an intimidation tactic. Look at all the evidence that we've got, you know what I mean? And then have the ribbon there for Teresa to try and get to his feelings about this young woman who's been murdered. And, you know what I mean? That's all tactics to them to try and frighten Brendan, you know, for him to be thinking, oh my God, look at all these pictures they've got, they must know something, you know. And that's all it was for them. They didn't care whether Brendan done it or not.
Yep.
And this is how I can help you. if you decide not to, I want you to understand that your confession's coming in. And when your confession is in,
And that's a
no
threat.
matter what it is, truth or not truth, or anything,
That's
Right.
a threat. That's nothing. You can't even think of that as nothing else, Becca. That's a threat. No matter what you write down here, your confession's gone in to convict Stephen.
You're right. Yeah. That is a threat. That's basically he's saying no matter what happens, your thing is still there. That's basically like saying we're not going to help you, Brendan. We're not going to help you. The only way we're gonna help you is if you testify that you did do it and you testify against his uncle.
He already said to him, I can keep you from going to prison for life. Let me help you. So he lied and gave promises.
Right.
Exactly. And then threatens him, no matter what you write down here, no matter what you do, it's going to get used anyway. You know what I mean? That was a blatant threat.
Yep.
anything else. When your confession is in, there's nothing I can do to help you then. So right now we're at the stage that I can help you. But I can't help you with those words that you wrote down. Those words, I can't help you at all. If you want to stay in prison the rest of your life, then let's just take those words and say that's it. Is that what you want to do in prison the rest of your life? Well, now is a chance to help yourself. But you can't help yourself with those words. Because you and I both know that is not the truth. There's missing information.
Okay, I got to ask you, Becca, does he just cross off this, or does he just continue to write from this, his original? Does he continue to write what O'Kelly wants him to write on that same paper?
No, as far as I'm concerned, that paper that we have is what he wrote. So Brendan never changed what he wrote on the paper. You know what I mean? I think he just continued to write what he was writing.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's another paper. It's not like I don't think I haven't seen this video all the way through. I don't think he takes away the paper and then gives him another paper to write on. I think they just both. Honestly, I think he just writes what he writes, and then O'Kelly spends the rest of the time, coercing him and talking down to him, and how he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison, and yeah. But yeah, you're right. Everyone keeps pointing out he's threatening him. He's threatening him. He is threatening him. He's basically saying, if you don't agree to the narrative that I'm telling you to agree with, you're going to go to prison for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And if you don't agree to the narrative,
and they won't help him, his own defense. I will not help you if you do not say you're sorry. I will not help you.
I cannot help you. Yeah. Do you want to go to prison for the rest of your life? Only I can help you do that. But you gotta tell the truth, Brendan. Well,
You
Come
got to
on.
tell this lie that we've created to get you to go against
Right.
your uncle. Yeah.
Robin, he gave him originally 3 pieces of paper. I think he imagined he would have written more, and he only used 2 so far. So that's what we're seeing, is we're seeing 3 pieces of paper that Brendan has. I haven't seen him hand him a new set of papers, is what I'm saying. So, but we'll continue and see what we see. The
Along
video,
with the magic bullet. Don't forget, he's got the magic bullet in front of him. Not even the one
Yeah.
that they used, but the magic bullet. Magic.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Jamie Hart says that this video should have been used by the defense.
They should have. You know what they should have done?
They
And
should take this to the Supreme Court and let them see it and see what they think of that.
yeah, that's a good question. Why didn't they use this instead of? I mean, they could have used both, I guess. But I mean, they could use this one, can't they?
Remember when he got his new lawyer, because they removed Kaczynski because of this, basically, that this whole weekend was supposed to be a sealed weekend that was not supposed to be used at trial. And I think that was partially the prosecution's doing too, because remember the May 13th interview went so far left from what he had said in March that they didn't really want this video to be introduced to the jury to show that inconsistency. So I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be part of that weekend that they weren't supposed to use. And yet remember the prosecution used that call to Brendan's mom anyway.
Yeah, so why can't they use this to get him out? Because this shows straight, and I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Have you tweeted out this O-Dog's copy, the full copy to Evers yet?
No, I have not, but that is something that we should do, because I think
it's amazing to me what they're doing here. They got away with it.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty.
As for Jasnaz says, it's sick that Len wants to run for the school district. I don't know what that
Oh my God!
I just read an article that says he received the fewest number of votes, so they will not move on in the race. So he's one of 2 that will not keep running in the race. So he's out of it now.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God. I would have I would have driven up to Wisconsin to personally stand there with a sign in front of every. No, that could not. He is the worst.
Nina School Board. He was running for the election for the Nina School Board. And
he absolutely should not be around any child, any woman, any child. He should be locked up himself. I don't know. I'm glad that didn't pan through. Isn't he technically, isn't he a sexual predator due to that one issue with that lady that worked with him? I'm serious. Isn't he considered a sexual predator?
Yeah, I don't know if he has to. I don't think he has to
Yeah, because didn't he sexually harass a woman that he worked with?
I don't think
that's why we call him Meow.
I don't think it's I don't think it's a sex offense where he has to register or anything like that.
Right.
It's a stalking
I wasn't sure.
Offense, right?
Right, but that might have been what kicked him off, thankfully. I mean, sucks for the woman, but keep him away from children. Jesus.
For Christ's sakes, keep him away from cats.
Yeah. Everything. Every living creature needs to be staying away from him.
Must be hard for Len not having much to do now, huh? After that whole
He looks like he's
harassment
ready
thing.
for the geriatric fucking ward somewhere. He's a really scary unit. Look at this guy here. He must be 80 years old here. Is he still able to work? This O'Kelly guy, Mr. Internet lie detector man. Nosy.
I just also mention when I have test anxiety, but like sitting there filling out a piece of paper like this and having an old white man stare at you like that, I can't. How intimidating is that? Like he's just sitting there like staring down at what he's writing.
Intimidation in a lot of ways. That's what it is.
It is intimidating.
The fact that he has a camera open for him, he could have walked out and let Brendan sit there and think about what he wanted to write without the pressure of him sitting right over him.
Well, that brings up another thing is, could he... Oh, that's a beeper. Oh, wait, hold on.
Wait, there's an audio tape too? Did anybody ever get the audio tape?
I was just going to say, he's audio taping and recording.
Where's the audio tape?
That's a good question. I thought
There's
it was a beeper.
For you. Somebody will be on right away.
If they ever handed it over to anybody, because like this wasn't even handed over until appeals, right? Like
Right.
You
know, that's also funny because I'm reading the transcript and you can tell there's like a break of talking. And I thought it was the video, but apparently it's the audio.
So maybe that's what they transcribed it. Oh, look, he's got more papers. Is he going to make him start over? I just saw more papers.
Yeah, I was just going to say, maybe he does make him start all over. So then what happened to the original paper, too?
Well, we've seen the original paper, haven't we, with him
we saw the copy of something, but we don't... Now that I'm starting to wonder, maybe that wasn't the original paper. I don't know.
That's very interesting.
Because this looks like he's writing a whole lot more than he did on the original paper.
Was each paper the same? Like the 3 papers, were they all the same? Like he could start over on page 2 or page 3 as it was the beginning?
Yeah, I think there were,
like they all started with that, are you sorry or not sorry shit?
Here, let me bring it up for you guys so you guys can look at it. This is the official paper that he did. But now that we're seeing that he's writing more, it just seems like he wrote like a full second page than what so maybe he did write something different.
That's why I asked you that in the beginning when he.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, let's find out, guys.
Yeah, because I was like, he writes a whole different thing and draws pictures and everything, you know. So
this is what we have that he wrote. and as you can see, it has the,
Yeah.
I am very sorry, I am not sorry, Brendan Dassey. And this is just my observation. It looks like he wrote a whole thing of this.
Yeah.
So far. But this is what we have. I guess I just assumed that was the first copy, but it looks like if we look at this, he's got like a whole paper that he's filled out right here. So
he's going down to the very bottom of it,
Yeah, it's interesting. So I wonder, but like I said, I haven't watched this all the way through yet. So we'll see.
He has them draw pictures and everything. Oh, that's right, Mary.
Yeah, he does.
Right,
yeah, he does. He does have him draw pictures. So that's what I mean. We'll see what we'll see.
Becca, Egyptian Mania Thompson is asking you, wait, go back. I saw page 1 and page 3. Where's page 2? Or did I somehow see page 1 and 2, but the channel logo was in the way?
I got too much stuff going on here. Okay. You mean this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's page 1 and page 2. It says page 1 and page 2. I don't know if you can. Is that better? Can you see the page 2? Because let me actually see if I can.
The logo was in the way. That's why.
Yeah, let me see if I can. There. Is that better? Yeah, page 2. No problem. Yeah, so there's page 2 and then there's page 1. So I don't see the third page. Maybe maybe that's the page that, I don't know. Oh.
Thank you, she says.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a mystery. I would love to investigate that more, to be honest with you guys. So we'll have to see what we can research more into this, huh?
Recording the papers, yeah. Yep, it's U.S. law. You better smash that like.
Finished?
Gave him more paper.
Yep, copied paper too, because I seen the back had pink on it, so it was a piece he could, you know, make a copy with.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah, he has lots more.
Yep. This is where he tells him he's got to start drawing pictures. You left this out, you left that out. Yeah, we're gonna have to put a stop here soon, though, aren't we? Are we stopping in an hour?
Where are they though? Where is that though? You know what I mean? Where is the paper? Where the drawings on it? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Where is this other set of paperwork that he's
I think,
right?
haven't we seen the drawing before?
Yeah, I have. I'm actually looking at the drawings right now. I was getting them ready. I've seen a couple of them. I'm sure the Foul Play website has all of them. I'm not sure if J-Jax is still in the chat. Do you guys still have all the drawings that were admitted as evidence of Teresa to the bed? I mean, I have some of them. So, hey, old dog, man of the hour. Thank you, old dog.
Thank you again for this.
All about to old dog.
Hey, O-Dog, you got to ask for the audio recording that he made too during this. We noticed he took a tape out and flipped it over.
Yeah.
Here's an audio. The transcript, apparently we're realizing that the transcript of that we have that you posted is actually of the audio that O'Kelly is recording, not necessarily of this video.
Right.
So yay, we did something. But here, let me just because we're talking about the drawings. These are what I found on Google. Let me
Yeah, he flips the tape in the middle here. Well, just a few minutes before this part here, he flips the video or the audio tape over, and we don't know. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, we're finding out all sorts of cool stuff. So, share screen. Sorry if background stuff in my house is loud. This is one of the drawings that I could find on Google that Brendan did that day for O'Kelly. Oh, see, thank you, Jinx. Jinx got
is
the link.
Using her spanner.
Yay, Jinx!
I don't know if they're all from the 13th. They might be drawings he's done throughout the whole case.
Right, because I think he drew. I think he drew some stuff.
March.
Yeah, he drew stuff in March 1st, I believe. Was the other tape submitted as exhibit? We don't know. We're just saying.
I don't know, dog. We just realized there's an audio, so something to look up on the website.
Yeah, we've never.
If they have a copy of it somewhere, because it does clearly show him. He got a beep. It sounded like a beeper, right? And then he takes
right.
the tape
and
turns it over.
And then he turns it over, and then presses play. I mean, you can clearly see it doing it. So
yeah, it's right there in the video.
And his nosy points out Brendan doesn't even know how to spell her name. Tarisha.
Yeah.
Tarisha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not Teresa, it's Tarisha.
Right.
You know?
You know, but that's a testament to how much Brendan has learned over the years and how he's he's learned. But back then, yeah, he was very
yeah, we know.
I mean, you could tell he had you can tell he had issues with schooling and all that.
Yeah, definitely. But just because he's not like that now, Becca, doesn't mean to say he doesn't deserve to.
Oh, absolutely.
Be free, and you know what I mean, because he was a child when this happened to him, and it should have been against the bloody law what they done to this kid. You know what I mean? Because he was a Wayne when this happened to him. He might be a fully grown man now. He might have been able to. The only thing he's been able to do is be able to educate himself. You know what I mean? It's only Brendan that can thank himself for how his intellect is now. You know what I mean? Because nobody else helped him. He's done this on his own because he's been in a situation where he's had nothing but that to be able to do.
Right. So we're going to pause here. Let me actually look at what number we're at. with
Also,
this.
those
52
links
minutes.
I
Okay.
posted were for March, not for May. So I don't know what the
Okay.
new ones are.
I'll
On
have
foul
to do
play
some.
there.
Yeah, we'll have to do some looking up here. Like I know, like I said, if you Google it, you get that one stick drawing of her to the bed. I know there's other things, other drawings, and I know he draws the bedroom and all that stuff, but like I don't know, I don't know what days those were either. So I'll have to do some digging. I'm sure it's all there.
You're right. I think they should have to match the words with the evidence. Egyptian mania for sure. There was no hair. There was no marks. There was none of that. And the words should have met evidence, and it never did.
Right.
Maybe what we need to do when you guys are tweeting to Evers is start taking apart his confession with what evidence there actually is and being like, see, he's saying this, but here's the picture of the bed with all the dust.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
right.
So that Evers is actually looking at evidence, because I think visual aids are always better for people because you can say everything you want, but when you actually see it, it's a little different.
Yep.
We have I know Foul Play website has this, and I have also in Brendan Talks Discord, and I also have them somewhere on, well, probably not on the computer because I had to. It's probably on my drive, but I have all the evidence photos too, and you can clearly see dust and all that stuff on the bedpost and everything. So even if she was tied with rope, you would see fibers sticking to the wooden bedpost. You would see.
Oh, there'd be hair. There'd be blood.
Yeah, so I'll have to get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely there definitely wasn't a crime scene in the bedroom or anywhere in that house really. So, but yeah, so we'll call it a day because we watched actually I think we watched a little bit more than what we were planning on. But I think it's because there's a lot of pauses. Yeah. That's the thing. Every time Brendan pauses like that, it's because I think he's just trying to think of like what does this crazy white man want me to say?
Exactly. That's exactly it, Becca. He's thinking, what the does this guy want me to do? You know what I mean? I've wrote my truth. I've wrote down what happened, and he's telling me I'm friggin' lying.
Yeah.
Right. But okay, so before we go, can we FOIA to see if they're submitted to the courts? Not it, but someone. It's something to look up to see if we can have it in the evidence and all that, right?
Well, they list evidence that's submitted at trial on the WCCA site. So you can go check his case, and it'll say if the audio tape, for instance, that Michael Kelly had taken too, if that is an exhibit trial, Jack told me you don't FOIA the courts. You just request records because they are public records at the court. It's not the same thing as FOIA requests to the Calumet County or to an agency of that sort. So technically you can ask for any exhibit that they have put into the court system. Like they might deny you something at Calumet, but if it was put into court, you can get it.
Yeah.
So
right.
you just have to write them and say, I would like this exhibit. You can show them there's an exhibit on their website, what day it was entered into even. And that helps narrow down that stuff. So I would go and look for drawings for Michael Kelly's time for it would be most likely in the appeals part of his case, the first appeal.
Yeah.
So you look in there and see if the drawings are in there. Ooh, that's odd. And what else?
Becca's got something going on.
I'm sorry, my mom's watching a movie.
The drawings and the audio I would look for.
Yep.
Dog knows how to do that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, J-Jax. Yeah, because I've seen them. I know they're out there. I'd also want to say thank you again to O-Dog and to everybody else for being here.
Yep.
And
open mic at 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, does anybody have any plugs they want to do?
Well, open mic.
Yeah.
is at 3 or 3:30, one of the two.
Foul Play will be discussing more of the calls and other Temptedious posts he has put out on Reddit.
Yep.
Temptedious may join for the open mic that's at 3 Central on Foul Play channel. So.
Yep.
Right. Oh, anybody? Linda, are you doing anything next week with your?
Yeah,
Tues-
I'm just
Tuesday.
not sure. I'm just not sure if he's going to be there Tuesday or Thursday. But yeah,
Do you want me to try again for you?
yeah, I was going to say we'll try that again on Tuesday and see how we do. And then I think Small Town Girl's going to join me, talk about her missing friends. So
yeah, we can try it again. She has it for 2 p.m. and that's like, my like 1 o'clock in the morning to me.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But I'll definitely have my phone. The last time it was I have a new phone and I'm still trying to figure it out, and I actually had it on vibrate that day. Unfortunately, when the whole world was trying to call me, it's when I wasn't waking up for them.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll do better, I promise. I'll be there.
Which time? It was like 3 times this week.
Yeah.
Yesterday was so we'll be doing this again. We have it scheduled Sunday at noon Wisconsin time. I know that I had it accidentally yesterday, which was another everyone trying to call me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, we'll definitely next Sunday we'll have this again at noon Wisconsin time. Thank you all for joining us. We'll do another 20-30 minutes of the video. Just dissecting it. Yeah, thank you, and thank you, J-Jax, for helping with the pictures. That would be great to see if we can find them. And
thank you.
And if you guys, I'm getting more postcards, so if you want a postcard to send to Governor Evers, Josh Call, Uyghur, whomever.
Around America, it doesn't matter.
I've decided that you should all send them to the Sheriff's Department that says vote Uyghur out.
There you go.
Here's my email address. I'm getting tons more cards, so please feel free to message me or email me and I'll get more out to you. If I already sent you a couple and you want more, please ask for more and I'll send them more out to you. So yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Right. Okay. Thank you, everybody. And God bless. Thank you, panel guests.
Thank you.
And let's keep going for Brendan.
Yep.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flag, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin.